I return. uh, Hi everyone. Yeah, it's been a while. College kind of happened and held me back for a long time, much more than I honestly liked. But I'm back. I'm back. Naturally, with the return also comes a return for new video ideas and stuff like that I do actually really want to try out. But, for now, we have a new augment to discuss. Though, before we do get into that, I also do have a few little things I actually want to mention first. Firstly, I've got a Discord server. I've been sitting on this for like 2 years, and I've finally decided to actually spruce it up and make it public. On top of that, I'm also going to be looking into ways of actually monetizing the channel, since it would be nice to have my own kind of revenue stream, and it would also really help in improving the quality of videos and my overall equipment. And with all that out of the way, let's get to this utter bullshit. Jade Shadows added a lot of content that initially I wasn't too sure about, but honestly, at this point, I'm very glad it was added to the game. Especially that quest, it actually made me f***ing cry. Alongside the plethora of new content, like seriously, holy shit, there's so much stuff I could talk about. There's a new Sevagoth augment, Dark Propagation. Dark Propagation is an augment for Sevagoth's second ability, so, and, oh, boy, ooh. Yeah, this is a spicy one. Holy shit, I thought Shadow Haze was crazy. Before we get into the augment, I just want to quickly cover Sevagoth's actual second ability. So, if you haven't already seen my video covering his entire kit, then here's a brief rundown. So is an AoE debuff that Sevagoth casts from himself, affecting any nearby enemies regardless of if there's a wall in the way. This will cause them to take true damage over time, and has an interaction with his first ability that will cause enemies to explode, dealing 25% of their max HP as blast damage to other enemies. In the past, So's greatest weakness was the fact that you had to kill all enemies affected in order to actually recast it again. If there was one enemy still alive while the timer was counting down, you could not recast So, but with the change that came in Jade Shadows, this is now no longer the case. Post Jade Shadows, you're now completely free to recast the ability as much as you want, with each cast refreshing the So debuff timer on enemies affected. Onto the augment itself, whenever an enemy dies while under the effects of So, they will recast So on their current position. The recasted So will spread the effects of So to other nearby enemies with the exact same range as your So, however, it doesn't reset the ability time, so it doesn't mean So can actually have an infinite time, it will only have its base duration. Despite this, it has all the exact same effects as base So, including the 2-1 punch. And if you really want your teammates to, love you, get to the top part of Ascension, go into the hallway, cast So while you have this active, and ideally also have Shadow Haze, and, watch your frame rate fucking die. Oh my god! On top of affecting Sevagoth's second ability, this also affects Shadow's third ability, Death's Harvest, allowing it to also cast So alongside its usual debuff. Now, I did test this, and no, you cannot cause the explosion to occur when you double cast your third ability. However, if you have Shadow Haze, you can kill an enemy affected by Death's Harvest, and let that Shadow proc the explosion on other enemies, meaning Shadow can now have access to the exact same ability damage that base Sevagoth has. And yes, this gets as ridiculous as you believe when you also pair it with the fact that Sevagoth's Shadow has one of the best CC abilities in the game, and a dedicated heal. Oh, the numbers! Also, for those curious, no, you don't actually need to equip the mod on Shadow. You only need to do it on base Sevagoth. It doesn't even appear on Shadow's mod menu. Now, for the more astute of you, you might have realized that this has insane synergistic properties when paired with the other augment for Sevagoth, Shadow Haze, allowing you to spread the effects of both abilities an insane distance, to the point where you don't even need to be in the same room as an enemy in order to affect them with both debuffs. And no, that's not just because all of Sevagoth's abilities, including the augment effects, do not require line of sight. they just can spread so far and so quickly that it can become absolutely absurd. Like, I have had more than one instance where I've only had one affected enemy with both debuffs spread the effects of each debuff to other enemies because of both augments. So, pun fully intended, I have no idea what DE are smoking, but it is clearly the good and I want it. Pair these two augments together and I kid you not, you probably don't even need much forma to just make Sevagoth one of the best warframes in the fucking game. That being said though, apply some funny rocks and some funny gold things and woo-hoo! You can just push this to absolute overkill. But yeah, jokes aside, this is honestly incredible, and it's not even the only really good augment that's added into the game. The one that Corvex got recently is incredible, and it's really simple to be honest. I'll likely also be covering it in the near future, as I do have a series planned where I'll be covering all the warframes in kind of smaller videos. Think of it as like a bite-sized version of Seething Spectre, but with just every other warframe. And hey, if I'm able to get this video out in time, then TennoCon should only be a few weeks away, so start farming up some primes. And one last reminder, my Discord server is now open and available to join. I will be posting all sorts of stuff there, including announcements for new videos, discussing things with some of you folks, and just being a total nerd. Bye!